Representative North. Mr. President, the latter part of number 6 talks of withdrawal of all security details for the duration of our suspension. Mr. President, I want to believe that we still feel we are one, and any injury to any of us should be injury to all. I believe withdrawal of security aids at this moment from a senator is not the best way to go. And we should not really create a precedence where the moment something happens with a member of the National Assembly, the security agencies will say withdraw the security aids. Because this could be a problem to us later. So I just want us to reflect on this.
If your security is given to you as a leverage to your being a senator, then there will be no need for them to hang around with you when you are no longer a senator. In other words, if you are no longer a president of the Senate, you cannot continue to sit in the car of the president of the Senate. I was with you in the villa the day you declared support for me, and I saw you off as a sign of respect as the outgoing Senate president. When we got to the vehicle, you just pointed out and said, "This will be withdrawn from me tomorrow. I will come to your house." after you win. so if you are telling me that, assuming I had failed that day, will that vehicle come to my house?
Well, Mr. Senate President, I don't want it to be like I'm trying to make a case, but I believe that this is a suspended senator, not someone who ceases to be a senator. It's suspension.
But without arguing with
That's
you,
my case. Yes.
Without arguing with you, let me remind you, you are a landlord in the Senate or in the National Assembly. Do you remember a senator that was called Otton Zeribe? A distinguished senator who was one of the richest people in southeastern Nigeria. And when he entered into the Senate, he carried along on his shoulders his wealth. May his soul rest in peace. When he was suspended, the Senate took steps to withdraw all his security. And when he refused to apologize to the Senate, he stayed out of the Senate for over 2.5 years until the end of that tenure. We are starting a journey now.
There are two options. One is to take the option of apologizing to the Senate. And when you apologize, by the way, the apology is not to any individual. It's not even to the president of the Senate. It's to the institution. That's where she's convinced, anyway, that she's in breach of the rules. But like I said, if she's not convinced and she feels there is no need for her to apologize, then, prayer one stands, that she stands suspended. Unless the Senate itself, for any reason, decides, to go back to this issue and take another decision, which can only happen, by a motion for rescission. Something must trigger that motion anyway. So there are two options. One option is the option of suspension, serving the suspension for 6 months. The other option is the option of going better way of reconciliation. If she feels, she has done anything wrong, that she wants to apologize to the institution. But there's always that option. Whichever way it goes, the day Senator Natasha comes back to that chamber, either by reason of, going for option 2 to reconciliation, or by reason of going by option 1 of serving the suspension, whichever option she takes, the day she walks back into that chamber, she gets integrated again, with the rest of her colleagues as a part of that institution, as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Right now, of course, there's no doubting the fact that by virtue of the votes, that her people gave to her, she has their mandate to represent them as a senator. The only thing is just that she has to be ready to comply. what are we going to be investigating? A matter that is before the court of law, where the court will follow the judicial process, and all parties will have, a chance to either, prove or defend, their own case. So we cannot sit in the Senate and say we are investigating that.
Okay, guys. Now they are calling for Senator Natasha Akpoti to apologize to Godswill Akpabio. Yes, my country people. The Senate President Akpabio has hinted that unless Natasha tenders an apology, there won't be any consideration whatsoever on lifting her suspension unless she apologizes. Now I ask, what is she apologizing for? According to the demands of the Senate President, she has to apologize to the Senate. Good and fine. And then she tenders an apology to him and writes letters. He listed out the requirements. But Senator Godswill Akpabio has failed to do the right thing, which is to conduct an investigation. And with the way things are going, it's now becoming obvious that maybe, for the benefit of doubt, that Akpabio probably is guilty of this allegation. The way he's just trying so hard to quench Natasha Akpoti's voice, to quench his voice. And imagine he made mention of the other NDDC lady, Mrs. Joy, that made an allegation against him 5 years back. He said he was going to deal with her. Yes, he made comments regarding Mrs. Joy, that he was going to treat her fuck up, that he's coming for her. So why did he make that statement now that Natasha made hers? 5 years back, he did not reply what the woman said against him, but now he wants to revisit the past. He said he was going to revisit the past. So a lot of people have been calling out to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu regarding this issue, that he should look into Natasha Akpoti's suspension. This is not something they just do and then she has no say in this. Many people have been speaking against the injustice, the illegality melted on Senator Natasha. And when you go to Abuja, you see that Abuja has turned into, something else. You see various protesters, those protesting for Natasha, those protesting for Akpabio, and then you see on the Natasha's side, that's the pro-Natasha's protesters, they tend to face harassment from thugs who are alleged to be mobilized by Akpabio himself. Those thugs harass and, tend to chase them away. Meanwhile, the pro-Akpabio's protesters have been seen on several occasions protesting without any form of threat or intimidation. But Natasha's case is just different. The pro-Natasha protesters, they don't get to protest in peace. So a lot is really going on in Abuja. A lot is going on in the Senate. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.